Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is D-Free, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video. You probably don't hear any music or anything like that. I'm just going to talk to you guys for a second. So, the new stuff came out, okay? Let's go ahead and get that out of the way. They have Zamasu, Goku Black, they have Super Saiyan Trunks, obviously Dokkan Awakens the Dragon Ball Super one, they have Mai, they have Blue Vegito. This is not a summoning video, this is more or less me talking about the new units. You guys can get my opinions on them, and I'll give you guys a box update for what I've done as far as summoning goes and stuff like that. I love how I just said as far as twice, but anyways, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Let's talk about these units. Super Saiyan Blue Vegito is here. He reduces incoming damage by 20%. He gets a counter off. He has a high chance to do additional attacks, so he can do up to 2 more attacks on top of his normal one. So he can attack 3 normal times, and plus that, he can get counters and stuff like that. And he has a medium chance of his 2 additional attacks being super attacks. So say, for example, you gave him the key, he can do a regular super attack, and then he has the chance to do 2 more attacks. He could potentially, keyword potentially, do 2 more super attacks. He also can turn around and do 2 normal attacks, or 1 normal attack and a super attack, or a super attack and a normal attack. I don't know what it is. It's just random. He's RNG based, which is probably the worst thing about him because it's not a guarantee. However, I can't deny that it is an awesome thing that he has the ability to attack multiple times, like Broly does. So he's there. He's awesome. You got regular Super Vegito. Gotenks or God Tanks. It's funny because me and a few of my friends, this is a funny little quick history thing, not really history, but you know what I mean. Me and a few of my friends created that term, and now it's like worldwide. You know, like everybody that plays the game knows God Tanks. It's not a big deal. I don't care. It's just funny that it just kind of spread out. You know, like me and a few of my friends, like Zenrod and Dan. Some of you guys know Dan and Dino. We talked about it, and then one of us said God Tanks, and it just kind of caught on. And we said it in videos from there, and it just kind of just boof. Everybody calls him God Tanks. So he's God Tanks. And Theo too is in the group too. Living Ichigo and Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, Gogeta, all great units. The new Trunks, 80% up when he Dokkan Awakens into Super Saiyan Trunks, or his passive is 80%. Normally, I believe, unconditionally when he's fighting one enemy, and he gets a super attack. Of course, when he super attacks, it stacks for up to 6 turns. His attack raises each time for 6 turns. I believe it's 50% buff. I could be mistaken. However, it stacks each time he super attacks for up to 6 turns, and he's a tech unit, so you know. With him and Gotenks and LR Goku and a lot of these really hard tech units, hitting tech units, he's going to be great. And he's a Transcendent UR. He gets medals from the Super Saiyan Blue Vegito stage as well. They have Mai. She's a stunner. Nothing more to her. She's decent. She has decent female links like Battlefield Diva and stuff like that if you wanted to run a squad like that. Then these guys that are in every banner. Jesus, they're in every banner. They couldn't release the new ones that are on the stage for Super Saiyan Blue that have like Goku and Vegeta's gis and their normal gis and so on and so forth. Let's check out the tech or the villain banner. There's not much here really. The villain units are here. You've got Rose Black, who gets 2 key at this point. It turns into 3. I'll just talk about his Dokkan Awaken form. 3 key to all villains with his passive and 100% up unconditionally on his attack. That is ridiculous. His attack stat is over 10,000 as well normally when he's maxed out. Ridiculous card, and his super attack greatly lowers defense. A lot of times with Vegito cards, Vegito gives like 30%. This physical Vegito does not do that. Both of these guys have the same leader skill, except extreme types are for Black and super types are for the Vegito. Now, if you guys don't know and you're not accustomed to it, super means the hero character versus villains being extreme. It doesn't mean like Dragon Ball Super or anything like that, or extreme modifier or super attacks. It means heroes and villains. So their leader skills are 50% up attack, HP, and defense, and 3 key for villains for Black and heroes for Vegito. Black also gives them 3 key via the passive unconditionally. Only the villains, though. But he's a great AGL unit nonetheless. You got regular Black here, who's a fantastic unit, but, kind of gets overshadowed by his Rose form. Shenron, great unit. Buhan, one of the best in the game. Broly, one of the best in the game. All these guys are best. Some of these guys, only one I say isn't top 5 or 7 now is Black here, but he's like a solid 8 or 9, so whatever. You've got Zamasu, who's another new unit. He's the only other new unit here. Everybody else is kind of meh. The androids are here. They're only on here because this has a lot of future-based cards like Zamasu and Trunks and stuff like that. Anyway, Zamasu, when he Dokkan Awakens, because he's a Transcendent UR2, he gives himself, he recovers 10% HP, I believe, and 70% or 80% attack buff, but he has to be below 80% HP to do both of those things. He has a rainbow leader skill, which is 2 key and 30 or 40%, one of the two, to all types, which is really cool. HP, attack, and defense. No, just attack and defense and 2 key. No HP. I don't see that there. He also greatly lowers defense. So Zamasu is a fun unit to have, especially with a Shenron team. I'm working on a team with him, Rildo, Zamasu, Rildo, and Shenron, where I'm going to basically be not using any items. So that's what I'm going for. These two have, 3 multis and a free one. After you do the third one, you get a free one. So let's talk about what I acquired from the banner. And then I'll give you guys my general thoughts on what I acquired. So let me just do this really quick. You guys probably saw some stuff, but let me sort them by the acquired units. I've fed a lot of this stuff away, cleaned a lot of this stuff away, a lot of duplicates and so on and so forth. But I pulled a bunch of Vegetos. I didn't have a single one. I got him up to Super Attack 4, so I got a bunch of them. I got another Orale that's after the fact. So pretty much what happened was I did 12 multi-summons on the Gogeta, or the hero banner with Vegeto. And, well, actually, you don't see him, so let me do this. Ha! He's in there now. He wasn't there initially. I did 12 on that banner, got him on the last free summon I was going to do, then turned around and did 4 multis on the villain banner and got everybody after Vegeto Blue here. The hits, the Kid Boos, and then the final summon on the free summon was Rose. So I got Vegeto and Rose on free summons. Let me actually show you guys really quick. I don't know. You guys are going to see my stuff. I don't know where I got that wallpaper from. So, like, if you ask me, I can't tell you. I don't know, because I always get questioned every time I show you guys. So I did this as a multi. This was a multi too. This was a base form multi I had in there. I had this as a multi. I didn't get the Beerus. Or that was the first time I got the Beerus, excuse me. Then I got my... I don't think I got everything on... I didn't get everything captured because I swapped devices. I transferred my account to do some of these summons. Oh, people Krillin. I'm done. There was another one. And then I started getting Vegeto cards. Super Vegeto is triggering me because I was like, stop giving me this guy. Like, I don't need him. And then this stuff happened. I got a Gotenks dupe in there. Another Vegeto. And then, boom, there goes this guy. And that was that. I don't think I have any screen caps of the villain stuff. I don't. Yeah, I don't. The villain stuff was on another device. Oh, there's a team I'm talking about here. I'm working on it. Anyways, let's go back to the game. So, yeah, just from my opinion, okay? And I've actually spoken to several people that play the game and, stuff like that. It appears that Vegeto isn't as good as you would think. And the reason being is he's really RNG based. Everything with him is not a guarantee other than, what is guaranteed, of course. He has a possibility to not really do that much damage. He doesn't have the 30% to all allies anymore that the regular Super Vegeto has. He has a great leader skill, which is awesome. He's going to be a great hero rainbow leader, of course. But at the same time, he individually is. I honestly would go out on a limb and say the AGL Vegeto is a better unit just all around, even though he doesn't have the same leader skill. Of course, the physical one has better leader skill. But, yeah, I feel like this Vegeto has a lot of drawbacks, and he's a really good unit. He's an amazing unit, one of the top units in the game, but I just feel like he's not as good as initially thought in the videos and stuff like that Bandai put out, because there's a couple of reasons. I mean, Bandai manipulated their videos in that they exaggerated these characters. Black can't do 1,000,000 damage, generally. He only did that because he was fighting Gogeta and you have big bad bosses and all this other stuff, like Lynx and stuff like that active. Same goes for Vegeto. Another thing is, too, Bandai typically uses cards that are max super attack, so that is taking all that into, effect. Vegeto, I will say right now, obviously Midas and Dokkan Awaken, but this one running on a team, a monophysical team, probably hits for like 70k, 80k with Lynx, of course. He's missing Lynx, of course, because he has Fierce Battle and stuff like that, but with general Lynx that he has, 70k. He can't tank anything. He's not a real tank. He can't tank anything. 20% is what he has now. 30% equates to basically the same amount of reduction that you'd get from using like a Janemba. He's not a real tank. He, in fact, takes a lot of damage. Like, you can't, for example, put him in front of a strength unit and expect him to tank that hit. He'll probably take a lot less damage than a regular physical unit would, of course, but he's not going to tank those hits. And the problem with him is that he has a counterattack, but the counter is irrelevant if you can't live through the attacks. That's the problem. So I feel like Vegeto could be a lot better, but he's just flat out not. And they tried not to make him overpowered is the thing. They try to give him, you know, reduction and stuff like that and still make him the same card as AGL Vegito. Because basically what this guy is he's AGL Vegito and Broly, you know, in one. But the problem with that is Broly does his thing better, you know, the multi-attack thing too, better because he supers early and he guarantees himself a second super attack. Even if he doesn't get the first super attack, it could be a normal attack. He guarantees himself if he gets like 10 key, 9 key, 8 key, whatever it is. I can't think of it right now. And AGL Vegeta is just a flat-out better tank, one of the best tanks in the game, albeit on normal attacks, while this guy blocks everything, which, you know, you pick your poison with that. So it's just my opinion. I feel like this guy is a great unit, but I still feel AGL is better. Let's talk about Black. This is where things are going to get funny. Black is great. Flat out amazing unit. Flat out amazing unit. Although he is only for villain teams, you know, if he's the leader, you could stick this guy on an AGL team, and AGL is ridiculous with this unit. Let's look at it this way. 100% up on an attack stat that's already over 10,000 when this character is Dokkan Awakened and Max. Obviously, you can't see that with mine because he's only level 1. That is a massive buff. That with double Vegito leads. Yes, throw him on the team with Vegito and Kaioken and Vegito leader, AGL Vegito. That's 140 more. He is ridiculous. Greatly lowers defense too, so he's going to start making everybody do a little more damage, even though the defense reduction can be negligible and not really noticeable sometimes. He has an immense modifier, so if you buff his super attack, I mean, come on, dude. Black is ridiculous. He really is. I would say Black is the better unit. Just flat out, he's the better unit. And it's not even close. I think that Black is honestly probably the best unit individually in the game at this point. And that's not even a stretch because you have units like Buhan and stuff like that. I just feel like Black will be dominant in this game for a very long time, even after the mono, meta, and all that stuff changes. I don't really have much else to really say. They both have really good links for the teams that they're desired to be on. I don't know if Black has Prepare for Battle. Let me check that really quick. Super Saiyajin, Super Saiyan. This is Fear and Faith, which is nice. That's Nightmare. That's nice. That's Prepare for Battle. Yep, he has it. He has Big Bad Bosses, and he has, what is this? Oh, the Abysmal Future link. I guess it's nice if you run him with Zamasu because Zamasu has like pretty much all those same links as him, except for like Super Saiyan and Prepare for Battle. He has all the same links. So they're best friends apparently. But I don't know. That's just my opinion. If you guys did pull these units, and if you pulled both of them, let me know what you think is better. As far as the two individual characters go, the thing is too that it comes down to subunits. You know, when you try to rate these characters, you say, okay, well, what are you running them with? You know, a lot of the time it depends. It's very situational. But just at face value, from my own experience, I haven't used Rose too much, but I have seen other people use him, and I have heard people talk about him. I haven't got there yet myself, like I said, but it just seems like he's the better unit. Black or Vegito is just really, honestly, I'm going to be completely honest. He's a great character. He is hyped for a lot of people, but he's just really unimpressive. He just really flat out is because he doesn't do any one thing great. And that's my problem with Vegito. He's just really good at everything. It's great to have all around units, but like, he's just really good or subpar in the case of damage reduction. It's just flat out. They shouldn't even have slapped that on there. It does nothing. It may save you from a death blow sometime, but that's about it. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. These have been my pulls. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram and Twitter, you need to because that's where I post all this stuff and talk about this stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please subscribe to the channel, and links are in the description for all that social media so you guys can connect with me on a more personal level. On the screen, there should be annotated videos and stuff like that. So check out something and stick around, but I hope to catch you guys soon in the next video. Until then,